All right, this is Derek with 100 Interviews. We are still here in Austin. We've got the talented Peter Shankman. How you doing, Peter?
Tired. Late night last night.
We were both at the Mashable parties last night, and boy, it went off, and it was a lot of fun.
It was. The alcohol was flowing, and prior to that, the Six Party had live karaoke. So.
Were you up singing?
Oh yeah, I did. You Give Love a Bad Name, and that'll be forever immortalized. I think people were shooting video of it live as it was happening.
Did you give the song a bad name?
Oh no, I gave the song a good name. I lost my voice in the process, but it's all good.
All right, that's great. So how's your South by been so far?
Good. I'm actually leaving today. It was definitely a fun experience. My first one, so South by Virgin.
Yeah, me too.
It was a really fun experience. The panel I spoke on was great. I managed to piss off and then non-piss off all like 600,000 mothers in the process.
Oh, that's always good.
I called the mommy bloggers the Board Collective on the panel, and I meant it as a compliment, meaning they have such power that you can't ignore them. But a couple of the moms took it the wrong way, and so I had to apologize. It was okay. It's all good.
So they're unfollowing Skydiver right now.
No, they refollowed me.
Okay.
And they even created a hashtag called #ForGivePeter. So apparently
all is good in the world
right?
of South by. So Peter, what have you been up to lately?
Working really hard on Help Reporter. Help Reporter Out is now at just.
Look at that little shirt right there.
Yeah, Help Reporter. We're now at close to 70,000 members, and it's a free email list that 3 times a day I send out queries from journalists all over the world looking for sources. And so we get everything from the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, to CNN, Today Show, you name it. And if you're a knowledgeable expert in anything in the world, you can join it for free, and you can give your expertise to the reporter when they request it, and you can wind up with a little bit of fame.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's taking the majority of my time, doing a lot of public speaking, things like this, keynotes, and then teaching big companies how to use social media and how not to screw up once they get out there.
That's great. So who's holding the fort down at Geek Factory?
Well, Geek Factory is still, as an agency, still exists. It has no clients right now. It's really more of a holding company for my other projects.
Okay.
But it's always good to know that if I need to jump back into the PR world, I already have an established brand.
That's great. So the reason that we came up with 100 Interviews was, at the crux was, we really want to understand how Peter is using social media in his everyday life. More importantly, with your maybe closer friends and, more importantly, family members.
Well, one of the things that I really talk about, one of my talks is the title of it is, it's not Web 2.0, it's not Web 3.0, it's simply life. And I use social media on a regular basis, pretty much in everything I do. For me, there's no differential between networking online, networking offline, talking to people like this, or getting things to go live on the web, or whatever it is. It's all part of the bigger picture, which is life. And so in terms of like my closest friends, we'll direct message, we'll Twitter, we'll post stuff on Facebook. I was singing, I was at karaoke last night, and I heard someone singing a song by Social Distortion. My freshman year roommate in college, 15 so years ago, turned me on to Social Distortion. So I jumped onto Facebook, and my BlackBerry posted a message on his wall saying, "Hey, it's the song you told me." It's so pervasive in everything we do that it's beautiful in the respect that if you're using it well, it means that when I'm on the road 20 days out of the month or 25 days out of the month, someone I'm involved with back home doesn't have to miss what's going on, and I can send her videos, and I can send her pictures, and I can let her know. And of course, on the flip side of that is that everything you do is scrutinized. So
you're totally transparent.
I'm totally transparent, and unfortunately, being in the industry of PR, which is 90% women, especially running HARO now, I do get a lot of grief about that. Like, oh, nice 18 photos of you with 22-year-olds last night, Peter. So it's really like, what are you going to do? You fight the fight you can win, but it's a.
Are you having to hide from family members on Facebook?
No, actually, both my parents are on Facebook. They're both NYU professors, so they're a little more hip than
your average.
Your average parent. Mom and dad are on Twitter. That really weirds me out. I'll be looking at Twitter, going, my parents are music education professors, so that like their kids will perform, and I'll see a tweet from my dad. Just performed out so and so, heading for food now, and I'm like, wow, Dad's twittering. It's just weird. But no, it's cool. They're on Facebook. They use it. The only downside, my mom responds to I sent out a tweet last night from Family Guy that said something like, what was the Peter Griffin quote? "Let's drink until we can't feel feelings anymore." And so of course my mother gets it, and I get a direct message back. "That's not a good idea." I'm like, "Thanks, Mom. I know it's not a good idea. It's okay."
So you got to watch what you say.
Exactly.
So you've obviously had some great personalities that you've met in this industry, and I know you probably have a story or two that would maybe either make us chuckle or make us scratch our head. So
You know, everything. I think everything is a story. I'm trying to think of some good ones. And even just being here and just being mobbed by people when they see me, like, oh my God, you're a skydiver. Oh my, is crazy. But I've been in great situations where I've overheard things that I've had to protect the innocent from and change the names and post them. And I think Twitter is a great office cooler gossip station in that respect also. But I've found people on Facebook. It's interesting. As public as I am, I think that one of the things about living your life online is that you only share the information you want to share. And people, oh, you post everything. No, I don't. I post exactly what I want you to know. And I think that's really important, is that people are sort of unaware when they think, oh, everything you do is online. No, the majority of what I do is online, but there's a good amount of it in my private life that you don't know about, and I haven't mentioned that. And
there's a reason for that.
There is a reason for that, but for those who say that you can't separate and there's no privacy. Look, privacy's been dead for 30 years, but you can still withhold information about stuff that you don't want to share. A couple of weeks ago when everyone was freaking out because of Facebook's terms of service changes, and they...
Because no one actually read it.
Right, because no one actually read it, because people are idiots, and everyone's freaking out. They're saying, oh my God, I don't want my photos shared, and if I don't want to... Then don't put them on a social media website, for Christ's sake. This isn't rocket science. If you don't want your photos shared, don't put them online.
It's going to be out there.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, Peter, we really appreciate your time this morning. I know you got to get to the flight, so I'm going to
I do. Thanks for waking me up. I would have slept right through it.
Hey, I'm glad I could have been your alarm, so thanks, Peter.
My pleasure.